kick off, lights on, feel the fire. Touchdowns, tackles, rising higher. From UK Twitch, reading USA, NFL, UK, it's here to play. You do what we break it down. Every beat we play, we own the town. Fans unite, the squad's in sight. NFL, UK, bring the fight, break the huddle, hear the roar. NFL, UK, is what you came for. NFL, UK, game
Hello, football fans. We're here for week 5 of the UFL. It's the St. Louis Battlehawks versus the Orlando Storm. Reason we're just a bit later on is just because ESPN is doing their usual thing of running over time with the last pick of the draft. So we've just had Mr. Irrelevant announced for the Denver Broncos. So he should be cut into the UFL game of the Battlehawks and Storm right about now. I know the Battlehawks have got the ball currently. It is Frost is the starting quarterback, even though they have traded for Luis Perez this week. It is still going to be Harrison Frost. The St. Louis Battlehawks have driven the ball down to the Storm 39-yard line so far. They're 1st and 15 from the Orlando 39. And we're just waiting for ESPN to cut to the UFL as it's still celebrating the highlights of the draft at the moment. Just while we're on that topic, a huge apology for the draft round 1 on Thursday. Very disappointing that I set my alarm, got up and then found out that we had a power cut and no internet. So that was gutting not to be able to do the live stream on Thursday. So apologies if you had tuned in for that. Just tends to happen that way, doesn't it? So that was really frustrating. But thank you for everyone that did pop in. And hopefully you've enjoyed the draft so far. And just waiting for ESPN to get their act together and kick into the UFL because we're still... Here we go, we're on. We are on. And we've just got the St. Louis Battlehawks with the ball. And it's a nice carry on the end around. It takes the ball just around the 25-yard line for the Battlehawks. And we're good to go now. So let's know in the chat who you're wanting to win this one, who you're expecting to win this one. I mean, we've got the unbeaten Orlando Storm against the 2-2 St. Louis Battlehawks. Being inconsistent on offense, especially at quarterback position, the Battlehawks, but they started off well here. It's a quick pass out from Frost on 1st and 10. And completed for around 6 or 7 yards to Jackson. Takes the ball into the red zone. So let's know who you supported this one. Come say hi in the chat. All fans are welcome. The Battlehawks are our team. And hoping they pull off the shock today and get the... force the first defeat against the Storm today. So we've got an empty backfield for Frost. 4 receivers to the right. Snap back to him. It's thrown over the middle. It's caught close to the end zone. To Neville. It's caught right at the goal line. At the half-yard line, he's brought down. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Battlehawks. And an excellent opening drive. It was a good hit by the safety. So we've got trips right formation out the shotgun for the Battlehawks. It's a handoff up the middle. And Latulis is hit right at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a 2nd and goal. They've got to get in. They have to get in from here. So 2nd and goal coming up. So got Wildcat formation now for the Battlehawks. It's a handoff up the middle. for the touchdown. And it's James with the carry into the end zone. Touchdown, Battlehawks.
Touchdown!
An outstanding first drive. Hopefully we see this all game long. We could be in for a good one. So it was a good game between the DC Defenders and the Stallions yesterday. High scoring game. And it looks like DTR for the Stallions definitely ignited their offense at quarterback yesterday. But the Defenders are the hot team right now. Tamu, 4 touchdown passes, I believe, yesterday. No interceptions. He seems to have cut out those interceptions. That's 2 games in a row now. No picks. But the extra points is no good. So after all that, the Battlehawks lead 6-0 rather than 7. Hi, Brian. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're well. Hope you've had a good week. Let us know in the chat as well what you think of the draft this year, how your team has done as well. Been an interesting one for the Patriots. I think day 1 and 2 went particularly well. They had a lot of picks and then they seemed to trade in quantity for quality, moving up in the draft a number of times. And they addressed in their first 3 picks, they addressed their major needs. You know, they got the tackle in Lomu, then Yakas, they got the edge rusher, and then they've got the tight end as well. We've got a touchback into the end zone off the kickoff. So the Storm are going to start from the 40-yard line. But today's picks for the Patriots a little more interesting. You know, we're no Mike Vrabel there today, and I think the first pick they picked, there was no stats or anything on the NFL or ESPN or anything about the player they picked. So that was an interesting one. So we've got a single back run heavy formation from their own 40-yard line for the Storm. Snap back, play action pass for Plummer. Looks downfield, it's completed. And tackle down after 3-yard completion to Bowman. Yes, good week. That's good, Brian. You're burning midnight oil. Yes, it is just after midnight, so not too late here in the UK. Not a 1 o'clock in the morning job. It's just after midnight over here. We've got an empty backfield for Plummer. 2nd and 8. 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Snap back to him. Looking to pass. Fired over the middle. It's caught. It's a 3-yard completion. We're going to be set up around a 3rd and 5. So let us know if you're in the chat. Let us know who you're supporting. Are you a Battlehawks fan, a Storm fan, or another team in the UFL's supporter? And who you expect to win this one? There seems to be a clear differential in the standings at the minute between the top 4 and the bottom 4. We've got 3 1 and 3 teams, and obviously the Stallions slipped to 1 and 4 after losing yesterday. Battlehawks win today. They've made that gap even wider. Snap back to Plummer. Looking to pass, though, to the left sideline. It's caught. And it's a 6-yard completion, 1st down for the Storm, and takes the ball into Battlehawks territory, meaning that they're not able to punt now from this position. Single back formation again. Motion the receiver from right to left. It's a handoff up the right side, though. And tackled right at the line of scrimmage It'll be a 2nd and 10. So go on 2nd and 10. Plummer just changing the play at the line. Back into shotgun. Snap back to him, looking to pass. Fire towards the left sideline again. It's caught for a 3-yard completion. It's going to set up a 3rd and 7. So I like them both going for the Storm, yeah. I mean, the Battlehawks have been our team in the XFL for the last, well, since the XFL restarted, really. We picked the Battlehawks at that point. But I really like head coach Anthony Beckton. Obviously, he's with the Storm now, so adopted the Storm as our 2nd team. But I want the Battlehawks to win today. I think the Storm will. I predicted the Storm will win, but I hope the Battlehawks pull off the shot. Snap back to Plummer. It's under pressure. He's taken down on a huge sack. It's a 6-yard loss on the play, and that puts the Storm in a tough position now. They cross midfield. They can't punt, and they're in 4th and long. Yeah, huge sack on that one. So a 4th and 13 from their own 48-yard line. It's shotgun formation. Empty backfield. Snap back to Plummer. Deep drop. Throws it short. And he's tackled down after only a 3-yard gain. The Battlehawks are going to turn the ball over. So they force the turnover on downs. And they're going to start with the ball from their own 49-yard line. So an excellent opening offensive series for the Battlehawks. And an exceptional defensive stand as well means they've got the ball right around midfield with a 6-0 lead in this one already. Hi, Hammond Boys Gym. Thank you very much for joining us. So thoughts on the Ravens versus Cowboys in Brazil. Has that been announced, has it? Is that the game that's been announced? That's a good game. I mean, that's a good game to get in Brazil, isn't it? They've done well for themselves. Did that just get announced today, did it? I've not seen that. London series, obviously, we've got the Jaguars will be coming obviously over for 2 games, one at Wembley, one at Tottenham. And then it's the Commanders will be playing the other game at Tottenham Stadium. Well, it's a case of looking at which teams it could possibly be against. I mean, when you look at the schedules and who the team's got to play, I mean, the Patriots are a possibility again to play the Jaguars just because they are playing the Jaguars away. But they did only play the Patriots only played the Jaguars 2 years ago, so I'd be surprised if it was. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at their schedule. So their home games, so who they could have at home. The Patriots, Eagles, Steelers. They've got the Commanders on there as well. Browns, Texans, Colts, and Titans. So, really, I'd be surprised if they played a divisional game over here. So, really, you're looking at the Patriots, the Eagles, the Steelers, or Browns. So, I mean, who was over here this year? Just last year. So the Vikings and Browns. So the Browns were only over here last year. So we'll see. We'll see. That's not a bad choice. It's not a bad choice, Steelers and Jags. I'll come back to that in a second. It's a quick throw out to Hakeem Butler on first down. And a 3-yard completion. He takes the ball just into Storm territory. So again, there'll be no punts now. But yeah, Steelers versus Jags. It could be. You know, the Patriots, Eagles, or Steelers. That's a decent game. That's a decent game. Got trips right formation out. The shot gets a handoff up the middle, but it's completely stuffed at the line. It's going to be a 3rd and 7 coming up. So I assume, Brian, you can talk about the Ravens and Cowboys. Can they both lose? Jags and Patriots are only interesting ones to me. I'd just be surprised if it was the Patriots again, as they only played each other 2 years ago at Wembley. It's now back to Frost on 3rd and they called it 3rd and 6. He scrambles out to his right. He throws. It's incomplete, looking for Neville. And now Frost and the Battlehawks are going to have to go for it on 4th and 6. So Browns were last year. Ravens will be in Brazil. Might have to be Steelers. The Eagles are on there as well. I mean, I'd like to go to a London game this year, but I want to go to a Tottenham one. I saw the Jaguars and Bills there a few years ago, so I'd like to go back to Tottenham Stadium. Snap back to Frost, throw it over the middle. It's caught for the first down. They needed 6 yards. They got 8. First down. Battlehawks to Jackson. So going for Seahawks versus Commanders at Tottenham. We'll see. We'll see. I just want to say a decent game. I think the Jaguars, I'm sure the Jaguars are playing 2 games over here this year. So that back to Frost. Again, it's a handoff up the right side this time. And just a 1-yard gain for Howard. So the only reason I say Seattle due an international game, not had one for a while. Let's have a look. He's got spread formation. Out the shotgun for Frost. Snap back to him. He's looking to pass. Scrambles back further. And then he gets intercepted off the bounce. Oh, it's a poor pass from Frost. He's backing up and then tries to throw it over the middle. It's sort of a low throw. I don't know if he was trying to throw it away or they were trying to set up the screen, but it hits. I think it hits an offensive lineman, pops up in the air and is picked off. Let's have another look at that one. He backs up, throws. Oh, it hits a defender, bobbles up in the air, and then picked off by another one. And the Storm have got the ball back. So it's an opportunity for the Battlehawks to really stamp the momentum with points on that drive, having scored on the opening one, got a stop and started with the ball with excellent starting field position. Now just turned the ball over and potentially handed that back to the Storm. Now. Yeah, Cole. I see what you did there. It was a poor pass. It's a poor pass. So it'd be interesting to see how long he stays in the game. I haven't seen his Perez dressed for this game. Hopefully he is. Yeah, stay frosty. Too frosty on that one. Let's have a look here. So yeah, it says Jaguar. Yeah, so Jaguars are playing 2 games Commanders playing 1. So I don't know if that means that the Jaguars are hosting and they are the home team in both. I wouldn't have thought so. So I reckon so. What the Wembley game is probably going to be against either the Patriots, Eagles, or Steelers. I would have thought, and then the other one we've got the Bengals. Cowboys are already playing international games, so the Ravens. So Bengals, Giants, Broncos, or Bears. I don't mind if it was Broncos or Bears. I'd probably go and watch that one. The Broncos or Bears at Tottenham against the Jaguars. That's not a bad game. The Broncos were only over here last year as well. Actually, they played the Jets last year over here. So yeah, so unlikely to be them actually. So who was that leave us with? So Bengals, Cowboys, no Cowboys, Bengals, Giants, or Bears as the other one. The Bears got a decent following over in the UK. So I suppose so have the Giants. Probably end up being the Giants. Let's hope it's a good one. And calling for the flag off the false start. They're going to get it as well. False start. So just 4 minutes left in this first quarter. And the Storm, on their second drive, they're now at 1st and 15 from their own 36-yard line. It's a single back formation, motion to receiver from left across to right. And we've got the snap. It's a play action pass for Plummer. Steps forward. Wobbly pass up in the air. There's contact, but I've got a feeling it's going to be offsides against the defense. We've got a flag. The flag came out before. I mean, they're calling for pass interference, but I think it's just an offside. I don't think it could be. I don't think it could be pass interference if the ball gets tipped. No, it wasn't tipped. The ball wasn't tipped. His arm was hit as he was throwing it. That's why the ball sort of went up in the air. So go single back formation. 1st and 10 now. They're up to the Battlehawks 44-yard line. Play action pass under pressure, throws the ball to the right sideline, away and out of bounds. Surely that's got to be a flag. That has to be intentional grounding. Where's the flag? You're surely still in the pocket then. They got away with that one. He threw it. It got past the line of scrimmage and went out of bounds, but there's no receiver. He didn't get out of the pocket either, but there we go. 2nd and 10. Toss play right. And hits right at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a 3rd and 10. So just on the next break, just let us know your thoughts on the Patriots draft and will AJ Brown finally be a Patriot? Yeah, we'll talk about that on the next break. Got shotgun formation, snap back to Plummer. Under pressure, finds his receiver on the screen. It's completed. And it's going to be around a 4th and 4 coming up. And the Storm are going to go for it. They're not going to attempt a field goal. It'll be a long field goal from here. Fourth and 4. Plummer in the shotgun, 2 receivers either side. Snap back to him. Looking to pass. Time to pass. Dumps the ball off to the running back. He's got a hell of a lot of work to do. And he's tackled down 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Strange pass to dump it off there. You'd been better throwing it incomplete. But again, the Battlehawks force the turnover on downs. That's twice already in this game. 2 drives. Good hit, good tackle. And the interception from Frost doesn't come back to bite them, fortunately. We've got Latulis with the handoff for the Battlehawks. And carries the ball, a nice 5-yard carry up the middle. So 2nd and 5. About a minute and a half left in this first quarter. Trips left formation. Out the shotgun, snap back to Frost. Fires. Oh, almost is intercepted. Threw it out to the left side receiver, but the defender came off the edge, jumped, and then almost caught it at point blank range. Yeah, Gilbert got right in the throwing lane, and it's been a sensational interception if he'd have pulled that in. We've got a 3rd and 5 now from their own 46-yard line. Snap back to Frost. Thrown towards the left sideline. Oh, that looks like a sensational catch by Jackson. One-handed diving. And it's a 1st down for the Battlehawks. An outstanding catch from Jackson. One-handed. Knocked it to himself. The ball looked like it made contact with the ground. But they've got the ball off. It's a handoff to Latulis, who cuts through the defense for an 11-yard carry. And takes the ball inside the 30-yard line. You know what? That might not have been a catch, you know. He knocked it up to himself, caught it, but then as he hit the ground, the ball seemed to roll a little bit. But the Battlehawks got up to the line really quickly and snapped it. So it's in the books now. It's shotgun formation again for Frost. It's handoff. Under pressure, Frost. Gets rid of the ball just in time. Completed for a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's how a back and forth, a bit of a crazy first quarter. We've had a touchdown. We've had turnovers on downs. We've had an interception. But the Battlehawks lead at the end of the first quarter, 6-0 over the unbeaten Orlando Storm. And have the ball in Storm territory as well. Yeah, Frost knows about throwing interceptions. He does. We've seen plenty of those. Be interesting to see if he threw another one, what would happen then. So going back to Amos boy Jim. So thoughts on the Patriots draft then. So if we have a look at who the Patriots did draft, let's get that up. So first round, they came up a few picks so they could get the last remaining top tier offensive tackle, Caleb Lomu. Big-bodied tackle, who I think mainly played on the left side, which would be the blind side, but I think they'll be hoping that they can move him over to the right, perhaps. But we'll see. We'll see with that one. They might be thinking about moving him over to the right or potentially at guard. But it definitely gives competition at the tackle position. And, you know, Will Campbell will have to watch himself. We'll see how that one develops in training camp. We've got then in round 2, they went edge with Gabe Yakas from Illinois. He looks like a baller. He looks like somebody that doesn't stop. You know, look, watching his highlights, you're seeing him chase down running backs 20 yards downfield. Never gives up on the play. You know, he's a high school wrestler as well. Looks like a really, really good pick. I know the Patriots need that pressure coming off the edge. They need that pass rush. And so he looked like an excellent pickup in the second round. And then, obviously, with the third round, they went tight end, Eli Raridan. A huge tight end, 6'7", receiving tight end who can block as well. He did tear his ACL twice earlier on in his career. I mean, they're hoping that that's fully healed. They obviously haven't got the concerns that he wasn't. Probably did play all last year, which is good. And it looks like he's good when he catches the ball as well, when he's running with the ball. Looks like he can move well and high points. So hopefully he provides another target in the pass game. Looks a decent run blocker as well. So the opening 3 picks, no, very happy with. You know, they address their 3 major needs: offensive line, edge, and tight end. So can't fault that at all. I'll come back and talk some more about that on the next break. But we've got 2nd and 12 coming up from the Orlando 30-yard line. Snap back to Frost. It's a keeper from Frost. He's off and running. The cameraman is in the wrong place. It's a first down run. The cameraman was still with Howard in the backfield, who got absolutely lit up in the backfield. But it was a run-pass option, and Frost played that perfectly, ran with it for a first down, takes the ball into the red zone. It's a handoff this time to Howard, who falls forward for a 1, maybe 1.5 yard gain. The cameraman got completely fooled on that previous play. He's already completed more passes in this game, Frost, than he did the entire game last week against the defenders. 2nd and 8, spread formation. Snap back to him, thrown, caught. Oh, that was a big hit at the end there. Pearson that caught it close to the line to gain. And then another defender comes in and hits Pearson as his helmet was already coming off. I think they're giving him the first down here as well. So Wildcat with Jackson in the backfield. It's a handoff to Howard, who carries the ball inside the 5-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and goal from around the 4. And a real opportunity for the Battlehawks here to make it a 2-score game. Got to get it into the end zone now. Driven this far, got to take these opportunities. So 2nd and goal. They've put it on the 5-yard line. Snap back to Frost. Hand off to Howard, but he gets hit 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And we're going to set up a 3rd and goal now from around the 8. Both edge players came in and just completely sandwiched Howard in the middle. He got hit from the front and then got hit in the back as well. Empty backfield for Frost. Snap back to him. Thrown towards the end zone. Oh, if he's pulled that in, that's a sensational catch. I think he has. Did he get his foot in? He only needed one. Did he get 1 foot down? He was right at the back of the end zone. Bostic. He got his hands on it. Foot. He did. What a catch for the touchdown. In between 2 defenders, gets his left foot down, inbounds, maintains possession. Touchdown, Battlehawks.
Touchdown!
What a catch. I've got to say, it was a good throw from Frost as well. And here comes the extra point attempt. And it's missed. Missed wide right again. Who is this kicker? This isn't McCann, is it? Who's kicking for the Battlehawks today? That's not McCann kicking, I don't think. Sanborn. McCann must be injured then. Reliable Battlehawks kicker, McCann, must be out for this game because Sanborn's kicking. That's his 2nd missed extra point now. Well, the Battlehawks be hoping they don't need a field goal to win or tie the game up later because that's 2 extra points missed. It was a hell of a catch. It's a great catch. Wouldn't have counted, of course, in the NFL. You need 2 feet in inbounds in the NFL, but the the UFL play the college rules, so you only need 1 foot in bounds. He maintained possession. He went down to the ground as well. So great catch. Scott Norwood kicking. Oh no, that's 2 in a row that is sliced wide right. I'll have a look now and see what it says about McCann. No, I can't see anything. Don't know. Not sure. Can't see anything of anything mentioned about McCann, but not playing in this one. So yeah, back to the Patriots. So yeah, first 3 rounds, very happy. They addressed their 3 major needs: offensive line, edge, and tight end. Happy with that. It's a shame. Well, would have been interesting in the 2nd round because the Eagles traded up for the pick just before the Patriots in the 2nd round and then took Stowers, one of the top tight ends in the draft. Had they not done that, would the Patriots have taken Stowers in the 2nd round at tight end? I'm not sure. Maybe. And that the draft would have ended up differently then. But I'm very happy with Yakis anyway. They need that help off the edge. We've got obviously picked up Draymond Jones in the free agency. And so hopefully Yakis can add that extra power off the edge as well. They obviously lost Chase on. They lost Tonga on the defensive line as well. The rounds today, though, the 4th to 7 rounds, a little more interesting from a Patriots fan perspective on what the Pats have done today. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. We've got the kickoff. Return the ball from the 5-yard line for the Storm. And it's returned right around the 25-yard line. Shotgun formation for the Storm. Step back to Plummer. Handoff up the middle. And we've got a flag. It's a false start. Things just aren't clicking for the Storm at the minute. It has to be said, they haven't really come up against one of the top tier teams yet, the Storm. You know, when you look at the standings, they haven't played the Renegades, DC, or the Battlehawks. So this is their first true test today. And we'll see what the Storm are actually made of. Shotgun formation. First and 15. Pump fake from Plummer and then throws it high and away out of bounds again. Do we not have intentional grounding? The intentional grounding rule must be different in the UFL because that would have for sure been. Oh, see the commentators are saying that. So obviously it does still stand the rule for intentional grounding. I don't know. I'd have thrown a flag on that one. Second and 15. Quick fire pass out to the right. Caught. And a 5-yard completion gets them back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be a 3rd and 10. Still seems to be big wind, no rain. No lightning so far. 3rd and 10. Plummer changing the play at the line. A snap back to Plummer. Thrown towards the right sideline. Incomplete, but we have got another flag. Oh, he's going against defense as well. 15-yard penalty. Face mask against the cornerback. Let's have another look at that one. It could be an automatic first down for the Storm. Oh, yeah, grabbed. You're going to get called for that all day long. So first and 10, they're up to their own 41-yard line now, the Storm. After that freebie penalty. Snap back to Plummer. It's a handoff up the middle. And a 3-yard carry is going to set up a 2nd and 7. But let us know. Obviously, I'm obviously a Patriots fan, so I can talk Patriots draft. But let me know about who your NFL team is and how you think your team has done so far. And you can talk about free agency. You can talk about the draft as well. Snap back to Plummer. Deep shots over the middle. And it's, I thought he caught it. It was a great throw by Plummer. Deep shot right over the middle. On the post routes. Camper laid out for it. Got both hands on it. Oh, as he hit the ground, he did everything right. Pulled it in, turned onto his back, pulled it down, but when his back hit the ground, popped the ball out incomplete. So 3rd and 7. Spread formation, snap back to Plummer. Here comes the pressure. Gets rid of the ball down the right sideline. And just out of reach. Just out of reach of the intended targets. 4th and 7. And the Storm are going to have to punt. Tell you what, the Battlehawks come to play so far on offense and defense. So here comes the punt. It is up. It's a good punt as well to the 9-yard line. It's returnable though. Up the right sideline. Decent return up to the 24-yard line as well. And that's where the Battlehawks will start their next drive. They've had 3 offensive drives so far. St. Louis. Touchdown. Interception. Touchdown. Tell you what, if they can get another touchdown on this drive and their kicker, their standing kicker, Sanborn, can kick it through the uprights and get to a 19-0 lead, hey, the Storm have got some work to do. But yeah, I'm here to talk draft. So I say we're Patriots fans, so that's where our focus has been. But more than happy for you to discuss your NFL team and how your draft has gone. I thought after day one, I thought the Giants had a great first round. I thought the Jets had a great first round. So the 2 New York teams really stood out. I'd say the losers of the first round, I would say the Cowboys. I didn't understand what they were doing, moving up 1 place and giving up 2 picks to move up 1 place. Because unless they knew that the Dolphins were talking to somebody else about moving up for downs, didn't make a lot of sense, that one. And obviously the Rams picking Ty Simpson that early. Did they need to do it? They're already in contract talks, extension talks with Matt Stafford. You know, how long is Stafford going to continue to play for? Is he going to carry on playing for another couple of years? I don't know. Potentially seems a wasted pick when they're in a win-now situation. I don't know. I don't know if I like that pick for the Rams. I don't know if Rams fans like that pick either. We're back on to the Patriots today anyway. Yeah, their first pick today wasn't until the 5th round. It was 31st overall in the 5th round. So pick 171. Caron Prunty, cornerback from Wake Forest. And I would love to tell you some information about him. However, the NFL don't have any information on him other than he is a cornerback, 6'1", 190 pounds. Wake Forest. He doesn't have a prospect grade. So, yeah, that's all I can say about him. So out of all of the prospects that were still available, they went for him. He's obviously a bigger-bodied cornerback, and they've seen something in him. Well, surprised with that one. They then went in the 6th round, 196 overall pick with Demetrius Crownover, offensive tackle, who seems a bit like a swing tackle. Supposed to be quite athletic, quite fast. So could end up being a swing tackle in the run game. So again, some good depth on the offensive line, which is definitely a need that they had. I'll continue shortly with that. So we've got 1st and 10 for the Battlehawks. Snap back to Frost. It's a handoff up the left side to Howard. Makes a spin move. Still going. And eventually stopped after an 8-yard carry. He's going to set up a 2nd and 2. So a 2nd and 2 coming up. 8 minutes left in the second quarter. We've got trips right formation out the shotgun. From their own 32-yard line. Snap back to Frost. It's thrown over the middle. It's caught by Butler. Breaks a tackle. It's a first down. And more. Breaks a tackle. Then breaks an Orlando Storm defender who's gone down injured now. Trying to make the tackle. The ball's right up to the 49-yard line now as well. So we've got an injured Orlando Storm. I think he's winded. So, yeah, big man is Hakeem Butler. Hard to bring down. Hi, Just Killer. Thanks for joining us. So what do you think of the draft? So he's talking at the minute about the draft. I thought for the Patriots, I thought the first 3 rounds, great. They did exactly what they needed to do. They traded in some of their later round picks to be able to move up in the draft, which I was happy with. I don't understand their first pick today in the 5th round, but you never know. You never know. Like, he could be somebody. He's an unknown, but he could end up being somebody. Crown over offensive tackle. I'm happy with that. A later on pick, they went linebacker. Is it Nnamdi Obiaza? Inside linebacker, good tape, average short area athletic ability, box output has stayed nearly identical for 3 straight years. High football IQ, decisive, accurate diagnosing, leverages his run fits by slipping blocks or holding firm with his anchor. Dependable backup, core special teamer. Was formerly a safety as well. So just some, again, some extra bodies at the linebacker position. So I'm all for that with that pick. So we've got 1st and 10 for the Battlehawks from their own 49-yard line now. Frost in the shotgun. Snap back to it's a handoff up the middle, though, to Latulis, who carries the ball 4 yards forward into Storm territory, meaning they can't punt now. Trips left formation out the shotgun. Snap back to him. Thrown over the middle. It's caught. First down at the 30, at the 20, and tackled out of bounds around the 16-yard line. It was a great pass from Frost right into the stride of the receiver, who took it with momentum. It was McBride. And then right up to the line, the Battlehawks. Snapped. Hand off to Latulis. Makes a move inside. And spins. Tackled down after a 6-yard carry. Takes the ball to the 10-yard line. They're really rolling with that momentum. So 2nd and 4. San Fran punches the call in this one. I'm assuming that's a run play, but we'll see. We're going to get a flag. We're going to get offside here. We're going to get false start. It is. We've just got to work out whether this is going to be a first down now. It's half the distance to the goal. And is that going to be a first down? It's going to be enough for a first down. It's got to work out whether that is enough for a first. They have given the first and goal from the 5-yard line. Frost in the pistol formation. Snap back to him. It's a handoff up the left side to Latulis. Looking for blockers. Breaks a tackle. And steps out of bounds after a 3-yard carry. But we've got a block. And it's sometimes hard as you're trying to get those reach blocks on the outside. We've ended up with a block in the back against Tyler Neville. This will be a 10-yard penalty. I didn't need to do it as well. It could be a costly penalty, that. So that 206 yards for the Battlehawks compared to just 22 for the Storm. Tells you everything you need to know about this first half so far. We've got trips right formation out the shotgun. We've now got 4 receivers out to the right. Snap back to Frost. Looking Hakeem Butler's way. Oh, and it's nearly intercepted. They telegraph that all day long. They put Hakeem Butler on an island one-on-one with a defender. The ball was slightly underthrown. And the corner went up and almost came down with it. It landed on his stomach, and as he hit the ground, it came out. If you throw it high and outside, he's getting that all day long, Butler. Snap back to Frost to Latulis, who's tackled down 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and goal from, I think they're nearly back at about the 18-yard line now. I think if you're the Battlehawks here, you play it, well, actually, I say you play it safe, but they haven't got their starting kicker today, so I say play it safe and just take the easy chip shot 3, but it is 3rd and goal from the 18-yard line. Spread formation out the shotgun. Snap back to Frost. Deep drop. And he gets hit. The ball is out. Nobody's gone and scooped it up until and the ball, yeah, he gets hit as he's throwing it. The ball goes right up in the air. So they're going to call it an incomplete. 4th and goal from the 18-yard line. I think they're going to. They are going to try and kick from here, but so Sanford is the punter. McCann was injured in warm-ups. That's why he's not kicking. So it's the punter that's kicking, and he's missed both extra points so far. He's sliced them both wide right. Oof, that was a heavy hit on Frost, that. That was a heavy hit. That was a big hit. And here we go. They're kicking from the right hash as well, and he's sliced them both wide right. I think he might overcook this one and hit it wide left here, but we'll see. 36-yard field goal, and the kick is good. It's good. It's straight down the middle. Obviously needs to kick it from the right hash, but that puts the Battlehawks up 15-0. all St. Louis so far in this game. That was a great kick straight down the middle. So Emmett Johnson for the Chiefs in round 5 was great. So good pick up. You're happy with the Chiefs draft? So I said about the Chiefs going delaying in the first round, and they even moved up to get delaying, didn't they? I thought that was going to be the case. Once they traded McDuffie, I thought they're going to use that pick to get a younger, best cornerback available in the draft. It was interesting to see McCoy drop so far down. He was picked up the first pick today by the Raiders, but he dropped really far down in the draft. We've got a kickoff returnable from the 9-yard line. Hard running as well. Returns the ball up to around the 33-yard line. So 15-0 Storm. You've got 3.5 minutes to work something. It's a handoff up the middle. Oh, the ball's out. It's picked up by the Battlehawks. Oh, that's going to be interesting. The running back came through a huge hole, tripped over, and then the ball came out as he tripped over. So was he hit that forced him to go down? We're going to see. We're going to see. It's all whether he was tackled and whether he tripped, because I think it was his own player that tripped him up, meaning that would be a fumble. Oh, his knee hits the heel of one of the offensive linemen. He trips over and fumbles it, and it's picked up by the defense. And so it's back. The Battlehawks have got the ball again. So Battlehawks with the ball on the 47-yard line of the Storm. It's a handoff up the right side. It's a 3-yard carry. So maybe 4-yard carry up the right side. Yeah, Anthony Becht, former head coach of the St. Louis Battlehawks, not having a good time of it this first half against his former team. Out the pistol, Frost bobbles it, sets off running himself and dives forwards for a 1-yard loss. He's going to set up a 3rd down. So 3rd and 7. From the 44-yard line of the Storm. It's an empty backfield for Frost. Thrown by Frost, caught for 1st down by Jackson, who gets helicoptered, but it is a 1st down. And that's going to take us down to the 2-minute warning as well. It's all St. Louis so far in this one. And I'm happy about that, to be fair. I picked the Storm to win it. That's my prediction, but I'd rather Battlehawks win it. That'll make things very interesting in the standings as well. So at the 2-minute warning, Battlehawks lead 15-0. Yeah, so finally, I'll finish off my analysis of the Patriots picks. So yeah, so then linebacker with the 212th pick, Nnamdi Obiaza. So it's depths at the linebacker position. Then in the 7th round, they went quarterback. Behren Morton from Texas Tech. As a developmental, I mean, they were always going to pick a quarterback. They were talking about they thought it was going to be Daniels, Jalen Daniels, but they ended up going with Morton. I mean, let's have a look. I was going to say, did Garrett Nussmeier get picked? He did eventually. Got picked by the Chiefs, in fact. The 33rd pick of the 7th round. So right at the end, Nussmeier got picked. I thought he was going to go undrafted. Jalen Daniels did go undrafted. But the Patriots went with Behren Morton out of Texas Tech as a developmental quarterback. Then they went with the 245th pick. They went Jam Miller from Alabama. A smaller size running back, 5'10" running back. He's not talented enough as a blocker or pass catcher to play on third downs. Okay. So it sounds like a bit of more of a special teamer. Adequate power, but lacks vision, burst, and decisiveness to rip through creases inside. Hard runner and gets tough yards. That's Jam Miller. And then with the last pick for the Patriots, the 247th pick, they went back to the pass rush. They went to edge with Quantavius Hutchins out of Boston College, a fifth-year senior. Undersized but stronger than his measurables might suggest. Physical in his block take-ons, sets edges with an adequate anchor, creates pressure opportunities with his footwork and bend. Lack of explosiveness. Should compete for a backup role as stand-up edge, should become a plus contributor on special teams. And it's always hard for those players towards the end of the draft to make the 53-man roster. But overall, I would give the Patriots a B+. Would be my grading. But let me know if you're a Patriots fan and you're watching. Let me know what you would give the Patriots draft. I'll give them a B+. Spread formation. 1st and 10 for the Battlehawks. Snap back to Frost, looking to pass. Those towards the left sideline. It's just over the head of Hakeem Butler. It does hit the fingertips. Maybe should have been brought in. You expect a player of Butler's caliber to bring that one in, but it's not. It's going to set up a 2nd and 10. So we've got spread formation again from the 36-yard line. Snap back to Frost, setting up the screen to Howard. But tackled down after maybe a half a yard gain. That's going to set up a 3rd down. I think we've got a timeout called as well by the Storm, trying to preserve some time before halftime. So 3rd and 9 coming up. So 3rd and 9 from the 35-yard line for the Battlehawks. Might be 4 down territory this for them. Snap back to Frost. Lofted pass deep down the right sideline. It's picked off at the 10-yard line. I don't know who Frost was throwing that to because there was no Battlehawks receiver in the picture. It was just an Orlando Storm defender just sat there waiting for it. Let's see that again. God. That's Frost's second interception of the game. It was pass intended for Meadows. Nate Meadows of the Orlando Storm. Snap back to Plummer on 1st down. Shovel pass. Makes a nice play. It's an 11-yard pass completed up to the 30-yard line. Spread formation out the shotgun. Snap back to Plummer. Thrown to the left. Oh, and it's nearly picked off. Well read by the Battlehawks defender. And had he caught it, he was gone. That was going to be a pick 6. Read it perfectly. Jumped the route. And if he catches that, he's gone. His momentum would have just taken him. That would have been a pick 6. The Storm get away with one there. It's going to be a 2nd and 10 from their own 30. Snap back to Plummer, looking to pass. And thrown high and away out of bounds. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. So 3rd and 10 coming up. Big one for the Storm. They need some points desperately. Not been shut out in any half this season, the Storm, but they're a minute and 20 seconds away from that. Snap back to Plummer. Thrown over the middle. It's caught. It's a 1st down and more. And eventually tackled down in Battlehawks territory. He was dragged down from behind. I wonder if they're going to call horse collar.
So I have a horse collar tackle, number 19 of the defense.
Looks like they're going to call horse collar. They're talking about it. The referees, it sounds like a horse collar.
Horse collar tackle, number 19 defense. Horse collar tackle, number 19.
There are 2 fouls in play, one in each team. Personal foul, horse collar tackle, defense number 19. Personal foul, baseman, offense number 12. Those fouls offset. We'll replay the down. 3rd down.
Offsetting penalties. So we had face mask on offense, and we had the horse collar tackle on defense. So Battlehawks get away with one there. It was a huge gain on the play as well. So it's both players involved in the tackle. Horse collar tackle, but also he was getting face masked at the same time. We've got 1 minute and 11 seconds left in the second quarter. So 3rd and 10 for the Storm. Trips left, empty backfield. Got 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Snap back to Plummer. Under pressure and taken down for an 11-yard sack on the play. Surely you've got to call a timeout here if you're the Battlehawks, surely. Surely you call a timeout here. Great pressure. And barring a miracle for the Storm, it looks like they are going to be shut out for the first time in a half this season. The Battlehawks did call a timeout with 1 minute and 4 seconds left. So 4th and 22. Punting from deep in their own territory. Oh, nearly blocked. It's going to be returnable from the 35-yard line. Sets off running down the right sideline. And steps out of bounds in Storm territory. With 52 seconds left, there's a flag, though. Usually it's on the return team.
Two fouls in the play, one each team. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Kicking team number 8. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Receiving team number 9. Those fouls offset. It's first down. St. Louis.
Got offsetting penalties again. They just hold receiver and the corner just holding each other like that, or by the face mask, and the referee just stood next to him just throwing the flag up in the air. So 1st and 10 for the Battlehawks. They're already at the Storm 46-yard line. But remember, they haven't got their starting kicker. It's an empty backfield. Snap back to Frost, looking to pass. Throws. So he steps back, runs to the left side. He sets off running himself. And steps out of bounds after an 8-yard carry. So 2nd and 2. Now from the 38-yard line. Snap back to Frost. Throws a wide receiver screen. But it's well snuffed out. It's a 2-yard catch. And it should be a first down, I believe. A little close to first down. Anthony Beck, head coach. Why moving the ball up?
Well, let him know what the situation is. He'll check it. What do you have on the field? Yes. So
So that should have been they've said it's a first down, which means the clock should have automatically stopped for the first down. Which it's the one the timeout. So it was a first down. Was a first down means the clock stopped, so no timeouts used. It's got 37 seconds left. Trips left formation out the shotgun for the Battlehawks from the Storm 36-yard line. Snap back to Frost. Thrown over the middle. It's caught. My McBride's. And a 6-yard catch and run. The clock is ticking at 25 seconds. 24, 23, 22, 21. And they spike it with 19 seconds left. But we've got a flag. I think it's against the Battlehawks. I don't think they were lined up.
Yes, they want to take the timeout.
Oh, they spiked it and they're... It wasn't set. Jackson was sprinting back to the line of scrimmage and didn't get set before they snapped the ball. So we've got 20 seconds left in the second quarter. We've got a 2nd and 8 coming up for the Battlehawks. Look at that yardage, 232 yards compared to 29 for the Storm. We've got 2nd and 8 coming up from the Storm 34-yard line. Snap back to Frost. Deep drop. Fired towards the right sideline. It's caught by McBride. First down and falls out of bounds with 14 seconds left. Trips left, snap back to Frost, thrown towards the end zone. And it's incomplete. Gave Butler an opportunity. We're able to come down with it. There's 9 seconds left. They've got no timeouts as well. So they're going to attempt the field goal with their punter kicker. 40-yard field goal from the right hash. He missed 2 extra points, but did kick a 36-yarder. And now the Storm are going to try and ice him. So I didn't realise I had the ball on the wrong side this entire time. So can the backup kicker, who is also the punter, kick it through the uprights and make this an 18-0 game, which in the UFL is still a 2-score game at that point because you can still score 9 points on a drive, touchdown, and 3-point conversion. So 40-yard field goal attempt from the right hash. Snap, kick. It looks good. So he can't kick extra points, but he can kick field goals. And that makes it 18-0 to the St. Louis Battlehawks. And there's only 4 seconds left. So you'd have thought if this kick is returnable, that'll probably be the end of the first half. So here comes the kick, the kickoff. And he takes bounce. It is returnable. And tackle down at the 25-yard line. The clock is at 0. That will be the end of the first half. The Battlehawks have dominated the Orlando Storm so far. It will be the Storm that do get the ball to start the second half. And they've got some work to do. They're the unbeaten team, the only unbeaten team in the UFL. And we'll see if it stays that way in... Excuse me. We'll see that if it manages to stay that way after the second half, or will the Battlehawks inflict the first defeat on the Storm, dropping them to 4-1, the Battlehawks advancing to 3-2, and just further widening that gap as the top 4 in the UFL. So we've got, obviously, at the top of the minute, the Storm, the Defenders, the Renegades, the Battlehawks. And then we've got 3, 1, and 3 teams, and then obviously the Stallions at 1 and 4. So a bit of a gap at the minute. The top 4, of course, go through to the playoffs. But it's all for the Storm to do in this second half. We're going to take a short break. But before we do so, just let you know that we are offering currently memberships to join the NFL UK Ops community, NFL UK Ops Huddle. If you'd like to show some extra support and get some exclusive perks on YouTube, all you need to do is hit the join button. I'll put the link into the chat as well. Loads and loads of perks you can get on there. The MVP one, a particular good choice. You get a personalized welcome graphic into our live streams. So if you're watching our live streams, we'll design a personalized welcome graphic and some music to go along with that. We'll talk to you about how you want that designing. Members only shorts and entry into our Dynasty Fantasy League for next season, the 2026-27 NFL season. Obviously, we've got a limited amount of space on that, but that gets you into that Dynasty League. There's going to be a prize in that Dynasty League as well of a NFL jersey of the winner's choice and a trophy as well. So if you want to take part in that for next NFL season, you sign up as an MVP member and also get a discount on our merchandise as well. For show the extra sport, it's a Hall of Famer package there, gets you even more perks as well. So check that out. Appreciate you coming along to the live stream, and we'll be back for the second half very shortly. And we'll see if the Storm can come back. We're back for the second half of the St. Louis Battlehawks versus the Orlando Storm. It's the Orlando Storm with the ball to start their first drive of the second half. Quick pass out for a 2-yard or maybe 3-yard completion up the left side. And the Storm have got to get something going. After a... and it's completed for another 5 yards. Going to be a 3rd and 2 coming up. Need to try and get the momentum early, the Orlando Storm in this half. It's a tight trips formation to the left from their own 40-yard line, 3rd and 2. Handoff. Oh, he's completely stuffed at the line up the right side. It's going to be a 4th and 2, and a big decision for the Storm to in this one at this point. They're keeping their offense out there as well. They failed 2 4th down conversions in the first half. Snap back to Plummer. Thrown. Incomplete. And the Battlehawks get their 3rd stop on a 4th down in this game. And now you've just given the Battlehawks the ball on your own 40-yard line to start the second half. More problems for Storm. An excellent starting field position for the Battlehawks to try and add to their already 18-point lead in this one. So got trips right formation out the shotgun. It's from the Storm 41-yard line. Snap back to Frost. It's a handoff up the left side. Nice move from Howard. Breaks away at the 20 and tackled down right around the 10-yard line. Looked like he was going to get hit behind the line of scrimmage and somehow broke through. And once he got through, it's a big chunk play, a 30-yard carry. 38. The defender for the Storm had to make the play but dived down. Dived down rather than making the form tackle and then paid the price. And now the Battlehawks are going to be 2nd and goal. They're in Wildcat formation. And Howard takes the handoff and carries the ball down to the 4-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 4. And if you're the Battlehawks here, you've just got to score points. Yeah, you'd love to get into the end zone here, but nothing silly. Nothing silly. Kick the field goal if you have to. Go up 21-0. And you're up 3 scores. Comfortably up 3 scores. So 3rd and goal. It's a play-action pass. Sets off running. He's got a wide-open run. Frost. And steps in untouched into the end zone. And the Battlehawks are completely dominating the unbeaten Orlando Storm.
Touchdown!
It's all one-way traffic at the minute. Everything is seemingly going right for the Battlehawks, even though Frost has thrown 2 interceptions in this game. They lead 24-0 now, pending the extra point. I mean, it's the punter that is kicking the extra point. He's missed 2 so far. He seems to have got his kicking right since, though. He's kicking this one from the left hash. I think that's good. It is 25-0. Now, who saw that one coming? Who saw that one coming in this one? Remember, this game is being played in Orlando. The Storm were the only unbeaten team before this game in the UFL. But a note that I did say earlier, which is definitely something of note, is that they haven't played any of the current other top 4 so far in the UFL this season. So they've not played the Renegades, they've not played the Defenders, and not played the Battlehawks until today. Well, this could be a truer indication of where the Storm are actually at. Let's have a little look at this schedule. Who the Storm got next week. The Storm have got Birmingham. Well, Birmingham are 1-4. You expect them to win that one. Then they've got the Gamblers. Then the Renegades in week 8. DC in week 9. And then DC in week 10. So the Storm have got a tough finish, but they could already have locked up a playoff spot by that point, if we're honest. You know, you expect that they could lose this one. That could be 4-1. Then looking at next week, you'd expect them to beat the Stallions at home. So that'd be 5-1. Week 7, the Gamblers, you expect them to win that one. That'd be 6-1. So even if they were to lose the last 3 and finish 6-4, 6-4 is probably good enough to get you into the top 4 and to get a playoff spot, I would imagine. That's tough for having to play the DC Defenders 2 weeks in a row. I mean, that could end up... No, imagine that they played the DC Defenders, lost both of those games, finished in the number 4 seed, DC finished in the number 1, and then they would have to play them again a 3rd week in a row in the playoffs. Playing week 9, week 10, and then what is week 11 in the playoffs. So we could have 3 matchups of DC and Orlando in a row if that was to happen. If the Storm were to finish in 4th and DC was to finish in 1st, we'd end up with 3 games in a row of the Defenders versus the Storm. So, just under 12 minutes left in this 3rd quarter, and the Battlehawks up 25-0. The Storm have to put something together on this drive. There's no question about it. It's now or never. And the kick is up, takes a bounce, scooped up around the 7-yard line, and tackled down around the 17-yard line. And they're going to have to drive 80-plus yards now. So, what Storm? What are you made of? Going to start from their own 18-yard line. Plummer in the shotgun. It's going to be a pass play. Thrown over the middle. Oh, I said thrown over the middle. Thrown high over the middle. Out and away of his intended target. It's an incomplete pass. That should be an easy all-day pass, that. I could make that pass. Look at that. Yardage 285 for the Battlehawks to 38. Just 38 yards for the Storm so far. Got back in the shotgun for Plummer. There's a handoff right up the middle. Spin move. And a 4-yard carry. And that brings up a 3rd and 6. Storm need to convert. Got just under 11 minutes left in this 3rd quarter, and the Storm need to make something happen and need to make it happen now. Snap back to Plummer. Thrown towards the left sideline. It's caught. First down. Oh! What a big hit at the end. He was caught by the Storm receiver, who I think just about stepped out of bounds and then got completely lit up. Dean came across at the end and completely lit him up. He's just been ejected for it. Trey Dean. That was crazy. It's a handoff and a big run. 13-yard carry takes the ball inside the 40-yard line. Hi, Johnny. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, great day to be a Battlehawks fan. Absolutely. I just hope they carry on going. Do not let them back in. Do not let Storm back in. Snap back to Plummer, looking to pass, scrambling around. And tries to shovel pass, but it's incomplete. It's going to set up a 2nd and 10. Yeah, it's all going St. Louis way so far. Hopefully it stays that way.
Well, whenever you have a flagrant act like that up this sort of rockness, you can always eject it. Doesn't have to be a multiple type thing. And that was when it's not a football play.
Single back formation from the 37-yard line of the Battlehawks. Plummer changing the play at the line. It's a handoff straight up the middle and another huge hole. And tackle down after a 9-yard carry. It's Corbin. They've got something going on the ground. Just seeing that hit again. It's a shotgun formation. It's a handoff again up the left side this time, but stuffed by the Battlehawks front this time. It's going to be a 4th down coming up. A 4th and 1. Of course, the Storm can't punt. And I think we've got a timeout being called. Is it by the Storm? Big play coming up this one. Storm need it. So thoughts on Patriots draft choice out. Went through it briefly earlier. I'll recap my thoughts. First 3 rounds, very happy. I'm very happy after Thursday night and Friday. They addressed offensive line with Caleb Lomu. Hopefully we'll step into that starting role somewhere on the offensive line. You know, they went Gabe Yakas, pass rusher. Looks like he's a player that doesn't ever give up on a play. It adds to that pass rush that the Patriots certainly need. So happy with that one. They went Eli Raridan, their tight end, 6'7", receiving tight end as well. And if they can keep him healthy, hopefully he adds another weapon on this offense. You know, I think it's very clear for everybody to see now that AJ Brown will be a New England Patriot next season. It's just a case of getting to that 1st of June deadline so the Eagles don't have as much of a cap hit. But the fact that they've traded for players, they've drafted Lemon in the draft. You know, AJ Brown will be a New England Patriot. So they've got some weapons now. I'm glad that there's rumours going around today that the Patriots were going to trade away Keishon Boutte. I'm glad that they didn't. I hope that doesn't happen because you've got some serious weapons on offense now. You know, if AJ Brown comes in, you know, they've got wide receiver, you've got AJ Brown, you've got Dubes, Keishon Boutte, Hollins, Douglas. You've got some serious Williams, the rookie from last year. Got some serious weapons. Chisholm, if he steps up as well. Got some serious weapons. And then obviously at tight end, you've got Hunter Henry. You've got Eli Raridan, a running back. Stevenson, if he can play as well as and run the ball as well as he did in the second half of the season. Limit those fumbles. Trevion Henderson, if you hand the ball off to him, get him outside the tackles rather than trying to run him in between the tackles, running those stretch plays, those toss plays, get him in the open field. You know, I think, you know, they've got some tremendous weapons on offense. Now, if they can protect Drake May, they're going to put up some points next season. You know, they've now got players on offense that teams are going to fear. And that's something their Patriots haven't had for a long time. So 4th and 1, a crucial 4th and 1. It's a keeper for Plummer. He breaks a tackle and gets the first down before being pushed out of bounds at the 14-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10. Did well to break the tackle. You like Lomu's little dance, yeah? That's been making its way around on social media. Yeah, he's got personality, and I like that. You know, he's another tall offensive lineman, and hopefully somebody that can block. I mean, he usually plays on the left side, so that'd be interesting to see what they do there. Plummer throws, catch made at the 4-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal now for the Storm. They've got something going on this drive. But yeah, hopefully he'll get better protection this season. And we can see what Drake May does if he's got time. Snap back to Plummer, lofted pass to the end zone, and a wide open Badger for the touchdown. And the Storm finally get onto the board.
Touchdown!
It's Elijah Badger. Nice drive. The Storm are not out of this game yet. They were down 25-0. And what we're going to... Are they just going for the extra point? They are just going to go for the extra point, make this an 18-point game if they make this one. And Lance kicks it through. 25-7. So I hope that they don't find a consistent rhythm. They move down the field there with ease, really. That, which is a little bit of a concern. But as long as the Battlehawks keep on putting points up, no more Harrison Frost interceptions or turnovers, and they should be able to keep themselves far enough ahead in this one. We talk about the Patriots' rest of the draft. Some of the picks were questionable today. The pick in the 5th round, Caron Prunty. Nobody seems to know anything about him. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a good thing. Who knows? Offensive line with Crown over. Happy with that. Depth at linebacker with Obiazzo. They went a developmental quarterback, Bevan Morton from Texas Tech. A running back to add competition in training camp with Jam Miller from Alabama. And then a Boston College Quantavious Hutchins pass rusher. So I give them a B+. I give them a B+. And it's a touchback in the end zone for the Battlehawks. But yeah, I give the Patriots a B+, but let me know what you think. What would you give them? What sort of grade would you give them? So we've got spread formation. Started from their own 40-yard line after that touchback. And we've got just over 7 minutes left in this third quarter. Here we go. Just no silly turnovers. Motions Jackson. So it's Pearson across from the right to the left. It's a handoff, though. Seems like his own offensive lineman got in his own way there. He's tackled down right at the line of scrimmage. Latulis. He's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. So 2nd and 10. Spread formation out the shotgun again for Frost. Snap back to him. It's going to be a pass play. He's under pressure. Throws. Dangerous looking pass just over the head of his running back. It falls incomplete though. So 3rd and 10. Could that touchdown be the momentum shift that the Storm needed? Snap back to Frost, looking to pass. And gets tackled down for a huge sack. Didn't seem to see the pass rusher coming through. And taken down on a huge sack. Must be at least a 15-yard loss on that play. And the Battlehawks going to have to punt.
He's right here. The end's going to come here, but watch how far he has to run to get to the quarterback. This is wheel. This is 1-2.
So as far as the Patriots draft picks, I'm glad they handled the O-line situation. So the punt's up. It's returnable from around the 33-yard line. And it's pushed out of bounds before he gets to the 40. We've got a flag. We'll see what this flag is. It's offside on the receiving team, so we might get a re-kick here. We'll see. I think they're going to re-punt. Luis Perez is dressed. I didn't know if he was dressed for this game, but he is. I've just seen him stood behind the coach there. So Perez is there. So they are going to punt again. So I know you said, I'm curious if Luis Perez gets some playing time. I'm happy to get him on the team. It's a great pickup. I thought it would happen once all those QB trades started going with the inconsistent play at quarterback for the Battlehawks on a good team, on a team that should be in the playoffs. I'm glad they went and got I'm glad they went and got Perez, and he is there. He's not started today, but he's blocked. The punt is blocked, and it bounces out of bounds at the 1 yard line. So that they elected to re-punt, and it gets blocked. He's punted it into, he's protected, he's punted it into the back of Latulis, and it bounces out of bounds at the 1 yard line. And now the momentum is surely with the Storm. Storm are first and goal from the 1 yard line. Well, we've got I formation coming up for the Storm. Run heavy. It's a handoff up the right side and into the end zone. And just like that, within a couple of minutes where it was 25-0 to the Battlehawks, all of a sudden it's 25-13 pending an extra point.
Touchdown!
And now if you're a Battlehawks fan, maybe it might be time to get a tiny bit concerned now. Yep. Oh, what an error. They shouldn't have re-kicked, should they? They should have just accepted the 5 yard penalty added on. The extra point is good. And just like that, within a 2 minute swing, going from a 25-point lead, they now lead by just 11. Yeah, going back to Mr. Fight and Die, the complete opposite in the Super Bowl. I assume we're talking about Campbell. I do feel a bit sorry for him because it's got to be said, until he got injured in the season, he was doing a pretty good job. He came back, he didn't look the same player. I'm hoping that with a big off season now, he's going to get that strength back, get a bit tougher, a bit stronger, get that technique sorted out a bit, and hopefully he'll come back a better player. You know, they've got Vera Tucker, which is a really good pickup on the offensive line. Got Lomu now. If Moses had a great season. You know, Moses had an absolute great season. At right tackle, durable. You know, for his age, did well. He played every single game. Hopefully he could do the same next season as well. So the kick is up. It's returnable from the 5 yard line. Tackle down around the 36 yard line. So good return. So GHD, I got St. Louis by 14. Is it possible or not? I am Tijuana. Thank you very much for joining us. Well, it was looking like they were going to win big, but right now, I don't know if they're going to win by 14 plus. It's a handoff to Howard up the middle. It's a 3-yard carry. I don't know. I don't know if by more than 14. I've got a feeling it's going to end up being a 1-score game. All the momentum has shifted. It's with the Storm now. Really important, this drive for the Battlehawks. They've got to get some first downs. They've got to steal back some of that momentum. Got to put a drive together and hopefully end up with some points at the end of it. Snap back to Frost. It's a handoff again to Howard. Makes a move. Dives forward close to a first down. It's going to be close. It might be 3rd and inches coming up. Trips left formation out the shot. Gets a handoff up the middle. And Howard pumps his legs. Keeps them going. 3-yard carry. First down. And takes the ball close to midfield. So clock ticking, around 3.5 minutes left in this third quarter. And the ball is up at the 49-yard line of the Battlehawks. Trips left formation out the shotgun. It's a handoff again to Howard, who does well just to get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a 2nd and 10 coming up. So now we just need to pace the game to our stands and just score, even if it's slowly. Absolutely. It's just, you know, football is such a game of momentum and it can just flick like a switch. And it's just with the Storm at the minute. So just get some first downs and end this drive with some points. And you're okay. It's a pass completed to Pearson. It's going to be a 3rd and 1 coming up. The ball is into Storm territory now, so it means that the Battlehawks can't punt. Snap back to Frost. Lofted pass down the left sideline. And it was underthrown to Butler. You've got a big-bodied receiver there. Overthrow it. Or throw it higher. Because if Butler would have had to come back through the defender then, he'd have got the pass interference call. Fourth and 1. Trips left formation. The play clock's at 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. He gets the snap off. Thrown. And he's miscommunicated. He's thrown the quick slant out. But the receiver has gone downfield. Incomplete. And it's all Storm now. And the Battlehawks are caught up in the middle of it all. Unbelievable. Is it time for Perez? Just to come in and just hopefully calm things down a bit. It's a single back formation for their own 43-yard line. It's play action from Plummer under pressure. And throws the ball high and away out of bounds. Incomplete. It's going to be a 2nd and 10. I tell you what. It's unbelievable. Just 5 minutes ago, the Battlehawks were 25-0 up with all the momentum. And now we're looking at 25-14 with the Storm with the ball around midfield. Snap back to Plummer. It's play action pass. Oh, and it's nearly and should have been intercepted. over the middle. It's a run pass option. Plummer kept it and threw it, and Mosley should have come up with the interception. Maybe he only got one hand to it. That'd have been a tough interception. Yes, I think it's time. It's time for the Perez show. It's now back to Plummer. Lofted deep shot down the left sideline. And over everybody's head. Incomplete. And the Battlehawks defense has stood strong. I think the Storm are going to have to punt. Good stand by the St. Louis defense on that drive. And the kick is up. And it bounces. It gets left. And it's downed at the 5-yard line. So not the best decision to let that bounce. Battlehawks deep in their own territory now as we get towards the end of this third quarter. And is it Perez? No, it's not. He's sticking with Frost. And I just hope he doesn't make a mistake. No interceptions. No interceptions. So the ball is placed on the 6-yard line. Snap back to Frost. It's a handoff up the middle to Latulis. Makes a nice move. And does well, a 12-yard carry right up the middle. And that'll probably be the last play of the third quarter as well. It's got to be said that that quarter was all Orlando Storm. We've got a game on our hands going into this fourth quarter. You know, you would be forgiven for thinking that the game was over from the point that the Battlehawks got up to 25-0 after Frost ran in the touchdown. But back came the Storm. A really nice touchdown drive finished off with a Plummer touchdown pass to Badger. And then they blocked the punt and got the ball. The ball went out of bounds at the 1-yard line. They ran that in from the 1-yard line. And we've got an 11-point ball game in the fourth quarter. Plenty of time left for the Storm to make the big comeback. But hopefully the Battlehawks can run the clock. So Perez is a veteran in the UFL. Let his experience come to play and slow things down. I mean, they call him the Spring King. And yeah, I just think that's what they need. I've got a horrible feeling that there's another Frost interception coming. The confidence just doesn't seem to be there in the second half. He's had a lot of underthrows. I think there's another interception coming. I hope I'm wrong. But I've just got a feeling.
All right, so that's one card prescription. Your black anti-reflective lens coating. Oh, prescribed prescription coating. UV protection.
So just a reminder, while we're just at this break, if you're watching over on YouTube, or if you've got YouTube, and you'd like to show some extra sports channel and get yourself some exclusive perks, we do offer memberships. We have 3 membership tiers that are on the screen there for you. A Pro Bowler, MVP, Hall of Famer. MVP is a popular one because of the fact that it gets you entry into our Dynasty Fantasy League for next season in the NFL. The winner of that fantasy league will get a NFL jersey of their choice, and of course a trophy. It's the first season that we're running this. I'm excited to do that. It gives us something else to talk about during our live streams every week of the NFL. So excited to get that one going. So if you'd like to join that, be a part of that, sign up as a member on the MVP tier. Also get a discount to our merchandise, get all the perks from the Pro Bowler tier, of course, with that as well. We also offer the Hall of Famer tier. If you'd like to join up, you just have to hit the join button that's below the stream. We'll put the link into the chat for that as well. So back with the game in the fourth quarter now. It's a handoff to Latulis up the middle. And again, a 6-yard carry takes the ball up to the 25-yard line. Nice carry. I hope to God's not going to have to start turning to divine intervention to keep this lead. Yeah, I mean, the guy that came on earlier and said that he must have bet him play the Battlehawks to win by more than 14. I just don't think that's going to happen. So now back to Frost. It's a handoff, but Latulis is hit 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And that sets up a tougher third down to convert now. So we've got an empty backfield from their own 22-yard line on 3rd and 7. And we've got a timeout for the Storm. Interesting. Seems like a bit of a waste of a timeout at this point. Seems like a bit of a waste of timeout when you're 2 scores down.
Instead of building new ways for machines to talk to people, Chase is building new places for people to talk to people. With tech that's actually helpful and 5,000 branches in 48 states. Chase, make more. Wishes without water. It's not wash. That's what's different. But they listen and power through greasy methods before you turn on the faucet.
So to round off this week in the UFL, we got tomorrow. It's the Columbus Aviators at the Houston Gamblers. So both are 1 and 3 teams. I'd expect the Columbus Aviators to win that one. One of them will advance to 2 and 3, and then the second game tomorrow is the Louisville Kings. They got their first win last week. They're traveling to take on the Dallas Renegades, who lost for the first time last week. Again, I'd expect the Renegades to win that one at home. Interesting what the Kings are going to do at quarterback after trading their starting quarterback, Jason Bean. It's a strange decision to do that. I mean, especially I feel a bit sorry for Jason Bean, to be honest, because he's going to end up going from a starting quarterback role with the Kings to being a definite backup with DC. He's never going to play. He's never going to play behind. He's behind the absolute, the true ultimate king and veteran of spring football, Tamu. He's never going to play. So I do feel a bit sorry for Jason Bean, especially when he had his best games. He's played 2 good games the last couple of weeks. He played really well last week. You know, and all of a sudden finds himself being traded to DC.
UFL football, Orlando trying to come up clutch here, like Eric McLean purchasing the last 2 churros at Hollywood Studios yesterday.
So 3rd and 7. It's snap back to Frost. And he gets taken down on a huge sack. That's at least an 8-yard loss on the play. It's going to be 4th down. And the Storm are going to punt. The Storm are going to punt. So I'm not going to lie, like coffee mug out for your merchandise. It's some good stuff. Yeah, some, like, obviously I'm going to say this, but some good stuff. The quality is really good as well. I need to get myself another hoodie. The kick is up. It's returnable from the 45-yard line and tackled down at the 41-yard line. The Battlehawks, so the Storm are already in really good field position. Really good field position. So Storm back with the ball. But yeah, I'm going to get I need to get another hoodie. Some really nice like colour ones. You can choose some different like colour combinations. There's like a really nice like navy one with the logo on the front and like the red hood. So I'll be getting one. But the quality of the stuff is really good. I'm not just saying that, it is good. I'm going to get the beer mug thing as well. Snap back to Plummer. Scrambling backwards and lost the ball high and away out of bounds. Incomplete. So can't stream the game. YouTube doesn't care. It's far too risky. Far too risky. Like I can't afford to get in a copyright strike or getting cut off of YouTube. I think there is like I know I'm risking losing anybody that's watching this one, but I think there is somebody that is actually streaming the game from what I've seen on YouTube. But it is on ESPN, so like everyone can watch this if you have ESPN. It's a handoff up the middle. And barely gets back to the line of scrimmage on that one. So I say Storm and DC in the cup. But I was saying earlier, Jacob, what's interesting is that DC and the Storm play each other in week 9 and week 10. So they play each other the last 2 games of the regular season. So it would be if one of them was to finish first and the other was to finish 4th, they would end up playing each other for a 3rd time in a row the week after that. Got shotgun formation, snap back to Plummer. It's thrown, dumped off to the running back, who does well to gain a couple of yards. It's going to be a 4th down, though. Are they going to try and kick a field goal? So a 56-yard field goal from the right hash for Lance to try and make this an 8-point game. Here comes the kick. It's up. I think it's going. Oh, I think it's going wide right. No good. Just wide right from Lance. Just wide right. Yeah, just outside the upright. Just. Ends up being a good stand for the Battlehawks. 11 minutes left in this game. Just a case of getting some first downs. Run this clock. Run this clock. It's a handoff up the right side on the sweep. And an 8-yard carry, but we have got a flag. And it's a holding against offense. Yeah, DC is looking dangerous this year. They're the hot team. Like I've watched them. We've watched them live the last couple of weeks, and they look good. They look good. Tamu has had no interceptions the last 2 weeks, and if they limit the turnovers, they're hard to stop. It's a handoff again up the right side. This time it's just a 3-yard carry. They are hard to stop. You know, you could argue that they could be undefeated this season. They started out really well in that opening game against the Battlehawks, got up to a 10-0 advantage, and then didn't do anything for the final 3 quarters of that game. Had they done just a little bit and not turned the ball over, not taken 7 sacks, they could be undefeated now. They could be 5-0. Snap back to Frost. It's thrown over the middle, bobbled, and eventually caught just for a 2-yard completion, though. Everything looks really, really hard going for the Battlehawks on offense at the minute. But yeah, the DC are my picks for to win the league. The playoffs are a different matter. I'm not going to call the winner of that at this point, but because anything could happen in the playoffs. In a 1-game season, anything could happen, but they're the strongest team that I've seen. It'll be a good one when they come up against the Renegades as well. I don't know when that game is. I'll have a look and see what week that happens. Oh, it's next week. There you go, next week. Snap back to Frost. It rolls along the floor to him. He has to scoop it up and dive forward. It's a 3-yard loss on the play. And now the Battlehawks have taken barely any time off the clock. You're going to have to punt it back. They are making hard work of this. What was that snap? But yeah, next week, it's the Renegades at the DC Defenders. So that's a good one. That's a Saturday noon kickoff. I'll see if I can do that one. So decent punts. It goes out of bounds inside the 30-yard line with under 9 minutes left. Can the Battlehawks hold on? And that's what it really does feel like at the minute. Holding on. But yeah, I think looking at the schedule for next week, I think I might see if I can do that one. It's the best game. It's the best game of the week. Well, it's Battlehawks. I'll either do the Battlehawks at the Louisville Kings, which is the Thursday night matchup, or the Renegades and Defenders on Saturday. Just depends. That's a 5 o'clock kickoff our time. But we'll see. I'll do one of those 2 games in week 6. They are the best 2. But we've after tomorrow, we've raced our way through to the midway point of the season already. 5 games. Obviously, it's only 10 games in the season. We're already 5 games through. 5 to go. And at the minute, if the Battlehawks are able to hold on here, there's a clear difference between the top 4 and the bottom 4. You know, the Battlehawks are going to be in 4th place at 3-2. And the best that another team could be is 2-3. So the 2 games behind the Battlehawks already. You know, I think, like I said earlier, the Orlando Storm, from this position that they're in, if they finish 6-4, you know, they just win 2 more games and finish 6-4. That should be enough to finish top 4, I think. You know, the Stallions seemed like they're done. Stallions were one of my top 4 picks before the season started. I predicted that it was going to be the Battlehawks, the Defenders, Storm, and the Stallions top 4. But the Stallions have had real problems. It looks like a rugby pitch.
Undefeated Orlando chasing 11 in the final 9 minutes to play. A lot of ways to make this up. Touchdowns to be worked up to score in the fourth quarter. You could also elect to go from a 4-12 conversion to the 28-yard line. And you're banking for football. Also, field goals of 60-plus yards are worth Orlando, the only undefeated team remaining.
So we've got an empty backfield for the Storm from their own 27-yard line. Snap back to Plummet. It's thrown to the left. It's caught. And tackle down. It's Corbin with the catch, a 6-yard catch. Set up a 2nd and 4. Giving it a 2nd and 5. It's snap back to Plummer. No, it's not. It's changing the play. Now it's snap back to Plummer. We've got a flag. Well, it's a false start against the Storm. So just over 8 minutes left in this 4th quarter. Storm with the ball down 11 points. Snap back to Plummer. Thrown over the middle. It's caught. And tackled down around a yard short of the line to gain. The clock will be ticking under 8 minutes now. So a 3rd and a long one. Trips left formation, out the shotgun for Plummer. Snap back to Plummer. It's a handoff up the middle. And it's hit right at the line of scrimmage. He managed to gain half a yard, but it's going to be a 4th down coming up. And the Storm have got to go for it. You're down 11 points. You've got to go. Snap back to Plum. It's a handoff. And Corbin makes the move off tackle to the left and gains 3 yards. 1st down for the Storm. And we're under 7 minutes left in this game. Nice helmet to helmet collision there as well.
the leading receiver in catches over the same period.
So he's got an injury timeout, I think. So which way is this game going to go? Is it going to be the Battlehawks which have led all the way through this game? Or is the Storm going to pull off the unbelievable comeback? They were down 25 points at one point, midway through the third quarter as well. Got shotgun formation. Snap back to Plummer. 1st and 10. Throws towards the left sideline. Has had a receiver. It was Badger. Courts. And it looks like it's close to a first down. So 1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line now. Shotgun formation again. It's going to be a handoff up the middle to Corbin, who keeps his legs going. Nice carry. 5-yard carry up the middle. Takes the ball close to the 45-yard line of the Battlehawks as the clock ticks just under 6 minutes left in this one. Again, back into the shotgun. Trying to speed things up. Snap back to Plummer. Quick pass out to the right on the screen. And tackle down Camper, but not before he gets to the first down. I tell you what, if the Storm get into the end zone on this drive, we're in for a grandstand finish in this one. Chips left formation out the shotgun. Handoff to Corbin up the middle. So under 5 minutes left in the game now. Second and 7 from the Battlehawks 38-yard line. Plummer in the shotgun. Snap back to him. And we've got a flag. It's a false start against the Storm. We put them 5 yards further back. With just over 4.5 minutes left in this fourth quarter. It's on the wide receiver, Badger, over this near side. So it's an empty backfield, snap back to Plummer. Deep drop, thrown over the middle. Incomplete. It was behind his intended target. And it sets up a 3rd and 12. So really, if you're the Storm, you just need to get into field goal range. Let's get into field goal range. And hope that you get another possession later on. So we've got 3 receivers out to the right. Shotgun this time. Snap back to Plummer. Pass over the middle. It's caught by Corbin. Gets a block. First down, Storm. Needed 12 to pick it up. They got 15 yards. And the Battlehawks have called timeout. I think they're gassed. I think they need a break. And that leaves the Battlehawks with just 1 timeout remaining in this fourth quarter. 3 minutes, 45 seconds. Where is your money at? Is it the Battlehawks who have led all the way through this game? You've got Perez on the sideline trying to talk with his experience. And can the Battlehawks see this game through in the end? So 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line of the Battlehawks. Snap back to Plummer. Lofted pass down the right sideline. And over the heads of his intended target. It'll be 2nd and 10 coming up.
Trying to win this game. So we hope this isn't going to stop. He's never played in an NFL regular season game. Has been active twice.
Snap back to Plummer. Steps forward. Looks downfield. Throws. Caught. Right at the line to gain. Into the red zone at the 19-yard line. Caught by Camper. 1st down Storm. And now we're at 3 minutes left in this game. Trips right formation out the shotgun for the Storm this time. Snap back to Plummer. It's a handoff up the middle this time to Corbin. And a 4-yard carry takes the ball down to the 14. I think the Storm know they've got to get into the end zone now. They've got this far. A field goal is no good. It's 4 down territory.
Orlando obviously playing for the touchdown.
Trips right formation out the shotgun. Snap back to Plummer. Looking. Gets tipped at the line. And fortunately for the Storm, falls incomplete. They'll set up a 3rd and 6. And they didn't get the playoff. They've wasted so much time, the Storm. They've wasted so much time. We're at the 2-minute warning now. The Battlehawks still lead by 11. The Storm are not far away, but the time is against them now. They're going to be 3rd and 6 from the Battlehawks 14-yard line. And having got this far down, they need to get into the end zone. Hope that they get a stop and get the ball back with enough time to kick a field goal to potentially tie this game up. But it's got to be said, the St. Louis have made hard work of this. Dominated this game for 2 and a bit quarters. So about halfway through that 3rd quarter where the Storm suddenly put a drive together, then blocked a punt and worked their way back into it. But can the Battlehawks hold on in the end? If they do, they'll advance to 3-2 on the season. And the Storm will drop to 4-1. The same as the DC Defenders, who I believe will add. So the DC Defenders will go to number 1 in the standings, I would believe. You'd have, if the Renegades were to win tomorrow, which I predict they will, we would have 3 teams at 4-1. It'd be the Defenders, the Storm, the Renegades at 4-1, the Battlehawks at 3-2. Either the Aviators or the Gamblers at 2-3. And then the Kings, either the Aviators or Gamblers, whoever loses tomorrow, and the Stallions at 1-4. And really, on the outside looking in, when you're talking about playoff football. If you're at 1-4, you have to win out. You have to win out for the rest of the season. I think you're going to need to finish 6-4 at least to get into the playoffs. Yeah, from 25 to straight stress. It was. It's been one of those seasons, though, the Battlehawks. Nothing has seemed simple or easy for them. So 3rd and 6 from the 14-yard line. Snap back to Plummer. They send pressure. The Battlehawks who don't get there. But the pass is thrown short. And they are going to kick the field goal here to make it an 8-point game. Yeah, just didn't have the time. The pressure was enough to force Plummer to throw it earlier than he would have liked. Michael Lance, pretty good kicker. 32 yards, right down the middle. It's basically an extra point. Straight down the middle it goes. And we've got an 8-point game. And so now I believe the Storm are going to go for the option. You've got the option in the 4th quarter, if you're tied or trailing, to go for it on a 4th down. So you get to keep the ball. Go for it on a 4th and 12 from your own 28-yard line. If you convert, obviously you keep the balls and keep driving. If you don't, you're giving up the ball basically in field goal range already. You've got to make it. The Storm have to make it, or the game, you would think, is pretty much over. Not easy to make a 4th and 12. So 4th and 12 from their own 28-yard line. The Storm. Snap back to Plummer. Thrown over the middle. He's caught it. He's caught it. Wiglets. A 14-yard completion. I thought he'd thrown it too low. But he's completed. The Storm have got the first down. They've converted it. Snap back to Plummer on 1st and 10. Thrown, completed. It's a 4-yard completion. You can set up a 2nd and 6. Oh, what a catch that is. Great catch. Going down low to pull that in. Great catch. Oh, boy. And Plummer scrambles all the way up to the 35-yard line of the Battlehawks. A minute and a half left on the clock. Loads of time. Snap back to Plummer. Quick pass out to the left. I think you've got to call timeout here if you're the Storm. How have we ended up in this game? So close. This game was 25-0. 25-0 halfway through the third quarter. And the Storm are just 8 points down with the ball now. 1 minute and 16 seconds. They need a touchdown. Then they've got the choice. They could go for 2 points to try and tie it from the 2-yard line. Or they could go and try and win it from the 8-yard line. Unbelievable. So got a 2nd and 13 coming up. Spread formation out the shotgun. Now motions are received from left to right to make trips right formation. They're on the Battlehawks 39-yard line. Snap back to Plummer. The pressure comes. Throws. And it's away high and out of bounds. The pressure came. They've had joy with that, the Battlehawks, and might want to continue doing that. It sent 7. So 3rd and 13, an empty backfield this time. Battlehawks showing pressure again. With M5 got a free runner. And the throw is low. The throw is low. It's incomplete. It's going to be a 4th and 13, and this could be the game. So 4th and 13. 1 minute, 9 seconds left. It's trips right formation. Now it's an empty backfield. Snap back to Plummer. Thrown. Incomplete. Incomplete. And that should be the game. The pressure came. The Battlehawks sent players when it mattered, and the pressure got to Plummer. Unable to settle in the pocket. And that will be a turnover on downs and should be, barring any craziness, should be the win for the Battlehawks and the first defeat for the Orlando Storm. There's the first knee. And there is the final knee as long as the Storm don't call the timeout, which I don't think they will. And that will do it. The Battlehawks win this one 25-17 over the previously unbeaten Storm. I said it earlier, something to definitely keep an eye on, the fact that the Storm hadn't played any of the top 4. They hadn't played DC. They hadn't played Dallas. They hadn't played St. Louis. They have now. And this might be a truer measure. They've still got the Renegades to play later in the season, week 8. And then they've got back-to-back games in week 9 and 10 against DC. It's important for the Storm. For the Storm perspective, that they go on to win the games against those teams that are below the top 4. Make sure they get to at least 6-4, and they should be enough to get into the playoffs. But Johnny's happy. The Battlehawks get the win. They had to work hard for it in that second half, that third quarter, fourth quarter. They were made to work for it, but they saw it through in the end. The pressure came on those passing plays in the end and got the job done. So we are going to sign off there. Just before we do, thank you very much for everybody that has come on to the stream today. Appreciate you. Shout out to Johnny. Keep me company, especially in the second half. And, of course, to Brian, as always. And Hammers Boy, Just Killer, thank you very much for joining. WD, thanks for coming on. Shouting out for the Battlehawks there as well. Appreciate you all coming along. If you can do, just hit that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't already hit that thumbs up. It just helps with the YouTube algorithm and pushes our streams further up next time around. And if you do want to show the extra support and want to get yourself some exclusive perks, you can sign up as a member of the NFL UK Ops community. Some great perks on there, especially at the MVP tier. All you have to do is hit that join button that's below, or I've put the link into the chat as well. So again, thank you very much for everyone that has joined us today. Appreciate you. The video for week 5 will be out on Tuesday. You'll have recap, highlights of all 4 games, our key takeaways, a look at the standings, and then, of course, the predictions for week 6. We'll be live next week for one of the UFL games, so hopefully come and join us for that as well. Appreciate you all, and have a great week, and we'll see you in the next one.